What's going on, y'all? My name is SoFarSoRay. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button to get updated with all new content that I post to the channel.
What are some of the biggest challenges you had to go through to currently get where you are now?
Biggest challenges I had to go through to get where I am right now. There's many different phases for real. Um, College, honestly, college was pretty tough because I was very, immature and receiving all of that freedom. I didn't know how to carry it for real. So we did a lot of partying and turning up and being bad with money overall, money management, and also getting a lot of things within your name, whether it be homes and stuff like that. It's like, I messed up my credit real bad. I got kicked out of college. I graduated, but I also got kicked out, different times and stuff like that. Learning curve. Yeah, but it was a lot of struggles within that moment itself because it was like I surrounded myself with the wrong people, even though I was around good people too.
Yeah.
The time that I had idle time to do, to really do more, that I felt whatever I wanted to do outside of the structure, going to work, going to school, this and that. While I was in college, before I actually enrolled in the university, I was up there and my brother had already went to the school. So I used to come up there and hang out. Except, like I say, I was more on the hangout side of things. And I met a lot of people, but the people that I was hanging with outside of like my brother's circle, they was all pretty wild.
Yeah.
Wild boys. Wild boys getting in different situations. You feel me? Rather you in the Stoley, you feel me? You driving in the Stoley,
Yeah.
robbing people, fighting, just all type of hooligan stuff for real. Like I said, everybody was young, selling drugs and stuff like that. It was all part of the experience overall. And then not only that, it came time where, like I said, I was living out there. I wasn't going to school yet, and I had my own crib. I was having spaces and stuff. A lot of people was roommates and dorming together. Or I was never in a dorm, but I was in an apartment, and we had them bills. The bills come due. Thing was, like I say, I was always turning up, partying, hanging out, doing this and that, and wasn't so responsible to be able to handle my situation. So through that, I put my name in the worst spot because I'm messing up my credit. I put my name in the worst spot as far as school went because I was withdrawn from classes, dropping out, getting kicked out. I put my name in the worst place because I was getting locked up and stuff like that from the people I was surrounding myself with, and then also having warrants and stuff. So it created a lot of struggle for me because around that time, like right before I went there for college, I had got put on probation.
Right.
I was on probation through college the whole time because I had,
Wow.
I had got my first. I feel like my first time I had got caught up with the law and stuff like that.
You feel like sharing?
Huh?
You feel like sharing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, first time I got caught up with the law. You feel me? This was like right around the time I was getting ready to go to school there at EMU and stuff like that. But I was on probation for about 3 years. It wasn't supposed to have been 3 years.
All right.
I was supposed to be on probation for about 6 months, 6 to 9 months.
But
I kept being violated. And every time I violated, my probation got extended, The reason I got violated though is because I would have to get to the courthouse and they was doing random drops,
Yeah.
They was smoking like a chimney back then. But them random, it wasn't even that because we knew how to get clean. They had the little drinks and all of that. I knew how to get clean, but it was like I had to get a ride to get to the probation office and stuff like that.
Right.
And I used to miss the random drops. So then they just violated and then they extended over and over again. They'd be extended before you know it turned into 3 years. So the whole time I was out there, I was on probation. And it was a lot of battles with all of that. Now looking back at the age I am, of course, and the mindset I have, it was really light work to make it through all of that, But that's part of the journey and growing is your maturity level.
Right on.
I had too much freedom and not enough responsibility and structure. So I was just out here wild and having fun. Like I said, in college days was fun. I look back at it, it was fun. But it was also a challenge. Because there was a lot of times where I ain't really had nothing to eat. You feel me? There was times where I had, like I said, I had to sell drugs. I worked a job. It wasn't too many jobs out there because, like I say, the people that was either in higher grades or graduated or in fraternities and sororities and stuff like that, they were the people that was getting the jobs.
Oh, right.
You get the crumbs, whatever's left after they get it, because they were the most fitting for it. You know. So the jobs that was available, it was like, man, that wasn't gonna make me no money for real. I knew how to get a bag quick.
Right.
I knew how to get a bag because I'm a hustler. So we was out there doing what we was doing for real.
Yeah.
And it got me to where I'm at through that situation. Like I said, I made it out of there. But I just reflect on it like, okay, I learned a lot through that situation. Because that's where I really started to become a conscious person. You know, I was becoming a conscious person, but at the same time, I was doing this, doing that. You know,
oh, right on.
But overall, I was getting a lot more aware and in tune, regardless of the situation that occurred.
Yeah.
So that was a level up down the line.
Right on.
It was a level up down the line because it aligned. I feel like it aligned. Things that happened then align with where I'm at right now.
Where you're
as
at
far
right
as
now.
like consciousness go. You know, I was starting to study the Comedics and learn about Egypt, learn about Africa, learn about ancient times and ancient things and how we got to where we are today doing the things that we doing, you know.
Yeah.
It just started to put me into a spiritual conscious a space for real to want to focus on things that's of higher level. Another big challenge. Another big challenge was me learning that the world is not your friend. Meaning everybody that you get cool with, you know, everybody you vibe with, the collective, being surrounded by so many people and being out here, you got to understand that it's a lot to learn to it. There comes times where it gets bitter, it gets sour, people betray you. There's snakes out here, and the person that looks like they have all the friends in the circle and all of that, you just got to really analyze it and look at it for, because a lot of people have agendas. A lot of people want to, you know, ulterior motives for real. Like some people, they take and they don't give. It's not a fair exchange. People hang around you for clout. People hang around you for connections. People hang around you because of how you make them feel.
That's true.
And it don't got to just be, like I said, if it's not a fair exchange, then it's just a drain. You know,
right?
You're not bringing no good energy. You're not pouring into me, but I'm pouring into you. It's an imbalance for real.
Right. What are we doing this for?
Yeah. So I learned a lot from being around different crowds of people and being in different environments, because me growing up, I went to a lot of schools because I was getting kicked out of schools. I went to like 13 different schools. You feel me? And then I lived in so many different places. So I've got to know so many different people. Yeah. And I see how people shape shift, people be switching up and all of that. It's just, I learned a lot about discernment. It was pretty much discernment over time, because I had to start to really see people for who they are, not for me seeing them for the imagination that I might put on them or how I want to see them, or me just seeing them within this moment, like, oh, you cool because we out here doing cool stuff, not knowing you really a snake. You know, when we ain't doing cool stuff. The moment you stop doing this, doing that, you start to see. The moment they can't get something from you, you start to see the real them. You know. So, yeah, that was a major part of getting me where I am now, is understanding people, also understanding the enemy and how the enemy works through people, and then also understanding how I connect with everybody and what's my role in this world. So I look at all the people I've been running into, connecting with, like I say, there has to be some purpose there. It has to be intention there. And as long as I know the intention, I know my intention, but nowadays I need to know, I want to know your intention too. You know, I want to know your intention too. So yeah, that was a challenge for a bit. But now where I'm at, I discern, you know, I read people, I observe, I make sure those people around me gonna pour into me just like I'm gonna pour into them. And I just make sure it's balanced overall. We want equally yoked connections, rather it be friendship, relationship, family, and all of that.
That's real.
I want to be around people that's gonna be good to me, like I'm gonna be good to them.
Exactly. You know? That's real.
That's something I learned. Definitely.
That's real. This one's for me on a personal note, because I noticed in tuning in some of your videos, you get on a spiritual note. Now, what practices will help deepen my spirituality with the Most High?
Practices for you? Let's see. Practices for you. Just because I know you, you feel me? This would be. I guess I'm gonna give you things from a non-bias. You know, since I know you, I already know what probably could help you based on me knowing what some of the challenges you face. I'm just gonna say, if I'm speaking to you as if I don't know you at all, things that I feel like might be universal for everybody. Building a relationship with the Most High, which means tuning in with yourself overall and understanding how God operates in your life through people, through events and circumstances and situations and all that. So I feel like you just spending more time with the Most High and going within yourself will help you in your walk. Recognizing who you are at the core, you know, recognizing the things that make you angry, the things that make you sad, the things that alter your emotions could help you in your journey overall. Finding the things that you love and continuously doing them, doing things that'll feed your inner child, just in case you have any traumas or any situations or anything that happened, moving through your life from your innocence to you as an adult, reflecting on your inner child, you know, rather, like I say, rather you got some damage there or even the joy, reflecting on the joy. If you got the joy, hold on to that and bring that back. So if it was things that you loved doing when you was growing up, that you feel like you probably don't do no more, that you might have outgrew, get back into it.
I feel you.
You know, what is it you like doing when you was, you know, younger?
Me,
there's a lot of innocence that's right there during the like I say, the infancy, the young days and stuff like that. For all the bills, all the toxicity, all this man-made stuff became a weight on your everyday walk. You know, I think that'll help you on your journey. Is reflecting on your inner child, reflecting on who you are within yourself, spending time with yourself. That's why it's important that we have to detach away from people sometime, just to sit with ourselves and sit with God. That'll definitely help you.
Thank you.
For everybody, as well as for you, once again, for you, things that could also help is having a vision. You want to be a person that has a vision. For real, like every day you wake up, you want to be tending. You want to be tending to that vision. You want to be watering that vision. You feel me? You got to plant a seed for that vision. You want to be watering it every day and tending to it so that you see the fruit come. You want to have a vision, because a person without a vision just out here just walking. You grabbing on to anything that comes. You feel me?
Like, a person without vision has nowhere to go.
Yeah, you blind. You walking blind. The only time you walk blind, you feel me, is on faith.
Yep.
But guess what? That faith still gonna bring you into a direction.
I agree. You know? I agree.
It's like being blind. Look, it's like we blind in the for the physical level. But my spirit, I'm always gonna be able to see. You walk blindly in faith in this reality, but your spirit always gonna see. As long as we in alignment with God, you can trust that you're gonna be taking the right way.
All right.
Definitely. Right.
Now, what experiences in the physical life has most shaped your spiritual life?
Okay. But experiences in the physical that shaped my spiritual. I would say observing my family from a physical standpoint, observing everything that has happened in their lives as well as mine, it opened my eyes to things of the spirit as well. Like I say, a lot of my family, the elders and stuff like that, they have passed away at young ages, you know. Not just the elders, but the youth as well. Like my peers that I went to high school with and stuff like that, they were passing away at young ages. I lost a lot of friends, a lot of homies, a lot of family at young ages, like high schoolers.
Oh, that's tough.
High schoolers graduating that, and then they get out in the streets right after high school, pass away. You feel me? Between the ages of 17 and 22, a lot of people that I jumped off the porch with not here no more.
Man, that's rough.
And then, like I say, even the elders in the family, looking at them passing away from illnesses, you know, cancers and this and that, that also opened my eyes. So me just observing and seeing all of that from a physical standpoint, it opened my eyes. Like, why is this the reality that we living in? You know, why is these circumstances for us? Is it not something better for us overall? Yeah. So it just made me reflect, and it made me, I have to come to God. And I had to look within myself as well and see, do I align with this reality? You know, am I set for this reality as well? Is this my fate too?
Right.
Or am I the oddball? Am I the lucky one? Is it prolonged?
Mm.
What is it? You know, certain type of questions that pop in your head and make you just reflect like, dang, is this what life has to offer? Like, what's more to it? So me observing my environment, whether it's the people, the place and everything, it often made me reflect on my spirit because it was the spiritual warfare. Like I say, the things I saw out here, it always took me back to the spirit because I would see it and I would see it, you know.
Yeah.
I would see it in when I'm asleep.
You see it in
I would
spirit.
see these things. I would see them. And then I would be out here, even before I was a spiritual person, that's the point. That's the funny question. We was always spiritual people, you know, we always spiritual people.
Yep.
But before I was consciously aware of my spirituality and my spiritual being, I seen things in the spirit and saw the echoes or the aftermath in my reality, you know, in the physical. And it was like, dang, this all messed up, that messed up.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
So it gets to a point where you got to reflect on that, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is your early experience with you wanting to believe more into God?
Me wanting to believe more in God?
Yes.
Early experience?
Yep.
So you mean pretty much just dive deeper into the journey? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
pretty much.
It's always been instilled. I don't even know how far back I can go to tell you how instilled it was. You know, my household, family, how we just grew up. We all prayed. You know, we wasn't none of those super religious folks where we was always going to church and stuff like that. We literally, I guess we was building on the relationship. We was more on the relationship side than we was on the religious side overall. Although, like I say, everybody in my house we used to pray to Jesus and Christ and stuff like that. But it was like a lot of times people didn't really pray unless things was going bad. You know, unfortunately, praying when things go bad. I started getting to the point where I was praying when things was going good.
It's going good.
When things going great or when things are just going. You know, not bad or good. They just flowing right now. I'm just being more present. So I would say, like I say, college, observing the world, started telling me I started seeing the devil. Yeah. I started seeing the way the devil was working a lot in the world. So it was more and more proof and more and more reason to know like God exists. God is great. You look around the environment, you see all these things that's created, the trees, the water, plant life, animals, and all of that is like it's proof of a higher divine creator, you know. And then you see the darkness too.
Yeah.
So I was observing the light and the darkness and seeing it, and it started to, once again, like I say, get me more in tune with what's going on. So college, I was getting more conscious on things, listening to conscious artists, rappers, and stuff like that. Ab-Soul, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Ab-Soul, we talking about all type of mystical things and esoteric things and
spectacular
and you know, frequencies and just all types of different things overall that the people I was surrounded by, poets, I'm surrounded by people that's using their brain, you know. I'm surrounded by people that's studying, that's
entrepreneurs.
Learning. Yeah, entrepreneurs, not only entrepreneurs, because those are the business people, but the people that's in school, the scholastics, you know, the scholarly, those who looking to learn more, those who bridging and connecting more, those who creating more. Just being around all that overall, it was something else to assist in me being in tune and continuing growing on this walk.
Now, are there any difficulties dealing with the spirituality lifestyle that you've adopted?
Yes, a lot of them. I would say, you know, when you're in tune with yourself, it comes times where, you know, you are tempted, the enemy wants to attack you, you are tried often through people, through circumstances and situations. It's like you just see reality be shifting at times, you know. It can be a challenge when you're elevating spiritually because you have to change your environment, you have to change the people you connect with, you have to change the habits or the things that you do.
Yep.
And
you think.
Sometimes it's aspects of us that we want to go back, you know, or you don't want to grow from certain things because often you might find that your identity was attached to certain things. You know.
So you're just stuck in that box.
So now
that's all you know.
Right. So now you got to find a whole new identity, which is crazy because honestly, you can't attach your identity to your ways of being. You know.
Yeah.
Once you start to kick that stuff away,
I feel
it'd be
you.
hard to get rid of it because you're like, okay, who am I?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not doing this, not doing that. But this is what I do all the time. You know, this is what I do every day. I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. I'm not going here to hang out with them.
Right.
But they were part of my identity on how I had my day-to-day function and how I seen myself through the experiences I was having as well.
Yeah, as you were growing.
Yeah, so a challenge can be losing yourself or I ain't gonna even say losing yourself, but pulling yourself away from what you would consider being an identity to grow and get to the next level. Like your identity literally changes. You grow. So the person that you was yesterday, you're not necessarily today.
What's a great way for you to teach somebody about spirituality if they know nothing about it?
I feel like you can't really, off bail, you can't really just teach people about spirituality. Like that's your inner being. That's you. How we move on a day-to-day basis is aspects of us that's gonna tune into that spirituality. The question is, do we take the time to reflect within ourselves and see things from a deeper standpoint?
Yeah.
Some people just surface level. That's why everybody they engage with, all they see is surface level things. When it comes to me and you engaging or them engaging, it can all just be surface. So as far as me teaching them, I would just simply tell you it's the inner work. Spirituality in the simplest term is the inner work. Just knowing who you are at the core and being true to yourself. That's the spirituality. You feel me? So far as me really teaching people, I can just say like, sit down with yourself. Cut the noise off. Get away from everybody. Go be with yourself.
Right.
And if you already with yourself, and still don't know yourself, it's because you got warfare coming through the isolation. The enemy uses that to attack you. You start having negative thoughts,
subliminally,
depression, suicide, different type of attacks on yourself. At that point, you need to be around some people. You need to be around people that pray for you. You need to be around people that you can connect with and express yourself to, because we hold a lot of things bottled up within ourselves. So I guess I would say, if I am going to teach you something about spirituality, I'm just going to say, hey, like I say, once again, go within yourself and learn to express yourself. Learn to release the things that you hold within yourself as well, because
as far as grudges, anything to that nature.
Not even just grudges, but the way you think about yourself, the way you see yourself, the negative thoughts, you feel me? The negative perception, the notions, the way that you treat the world, the way you see the world, pessimism versus optimism. If you're more pessimistic than you are optimistic, it's like it's operating in negativity.
It is,
and also being surface level. That will pull you away from your spiritual journey, like your spirituality and raising up. I feel like if you're on your journey of spirituality, you should be getting in tune with yourself, that you may be in tune with everything else. Right on. If you're not in tune with yourself, it's hard to tune in all of this stuff.
It is.
This stuff would just start to take from you and
deteriorate you.
Yeah, or you would just start to destroy everything around you because you're not in tune.
Exactly.
It's one thing to be in a high frequency. It's one thing to be in a mid frequency, a low frequency, but then it's one thing to just be in chaos.
Yeah.
Just a flux, just chaos.
Most definitely does.
Chaos, you ain't even got time to be trying to wire into a frequency, tune into a frequency. You just in chaos, So yeah, like I say, if I'm gonna teach you anything about spirituality, it involves you going within. I'm gonna tell you,
all right,
go within.
All right.
Take notes on yourself.
I definitely agree.
You feel me? Take notes on yourself.
I definitely agree. Every day.
Study yourself.
To outshine yourself.
That's the best way. That's the best thing to call spirituality. I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to tell you this. Hey, if you come to my class, this is the study of self.
Exactly.
Spirituality. 101.
What would you consider the purpose of life in your perspective?
Okay. The purpose of life in my perspective is to experience, which is the connection, the growth, the procreation, the elevation, even the sides that you don't like either, even the negative aspects. I think the purpose in life is to experience. All overall, it's all to experience.
All right.
To experience God, to experience, you feel me? Experience the Creator, experience the creations of the Most High, to experience yourself creating, to experience you procreating, to create something that's going to create further. The purpose is to experience, and guess what? Experience you can't experience without the creation. So I guess the real purpose is to create.
I like that.
I don't feel like I'm living unless I'm creating, unless I'm experiencing. Right. Take away the experience in the creation, what do you have?
Right.
To me, that's the purpose of life overall, is the experience. And the branch of experiencing is the creation. The creation gives you the experience, which is why God created everything. The Most High created everything. That's why you see the stars, the moon, the world, the ground. You see the people. You smile, laugh. You hear the birds chirping. You hear the music and all of that. You see the colors. You know, it all goes back to experience. You hear the experience. The question is, are you gonna have great experiences? Are you gonna ponder on them great experiences? Are the memories you have gonna be good experiences, or are they gonna be bad experiences?
Right.
So the purpose overall is to experience, and I want to experience as much of the good as I can, but I understand the benefit and the reason why it is bad experiences too. The bad experiences make you more wise. The bad experiences, they teach you, you know, you already made that right and seen that it was a pit right there. You gonna make that right and go back there again since you see you in the loop, or you gonna make a left this time when you get there? You know, the experience is gonna make you smarter. The experience is gonna make you sharper and edgier. The bad experience is gonna make you go seek God's face. You're gonna go seek the Most High because things are going bad, and you know the experience is great too, to the point that you're gonna seek God when things are going good too. You know, we want to seek God in both circumstances, but I know when things go bad, you're definitely going to seek Him. You know,
right?
So the darkness is there to show you even greater on how the light is. Right. You know, the darkness can't stand the light for real.
No.
But sometimes we got to step in darkness. Sometimes we got to move into the darkness. If we are light beings, we got to move into the darkness. But it's greater experience overall. It always comes back to experience. So that's what I believe life is about. Experience.
I like that. How would you convert a bad thought with a good thought?
I guess you got to identify with thoughts overall, because you got to know, I don't think all thoughts are your thoughts. You know?
Right.
You got intrusive thoughts. You got negative thoughts. You got thoughts that you think about yourself. You got influence from demonic spirits, entities that carry thoughts. You feel me?
Yeah.
You got God's thoughts, the Most High's thoughts, when things pop in your head, and it's not just your thoughts alone overall. The mind is a space for programming, for inception, for ideas and imagination. So to differentiate between those thoughts, I have to think, if I'm elevating and I'm looking to grow in a positive space and move in a higher frequency, and these negative thoughts coming, it's a question. Are they from my lower self? You know, are they aspects of my lower self, or are they intrusive thoughts? Are they thoughts that are coming from the enemy? Are they, you know, that comes with the discernment and recognizing the voice, or recognizing the intent or the energy behind it.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think all our thoughts are just our thoughts. Because it'd be sometime I'd have had a random thought and I'd be like, what? Why would I think this?
I have to.
That ain't me.
I have to. Yeah.
That's not my thought. That's not my thought. It'd, like I say, you would just look at it and you'd be like, what? That's not my thought. So I feel like, nah, that it's a difference between the bad thoughts and good thoughts. When I do have bad thoughts, I like to rebuke them and pray against them and transfer them instead, so that I don't carry that, you know, that bad thought, because those thoughts is where it starts. It starts in the mind, you feel me? It goes to the heart, and then it comes manifest because you speak it or you believe it, you give it power. Before you know it becomes a reality, and now you know you're walking in it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I want to tend to my good thoughts, and if I have bad thoughts, I don't just brush it off. I pay attention to why it's there and identify and discern it. Is it my thought? If it is my thought, let me make an action that can change that thought. But if it ain't my thought, I'm rebuking and praying against it anyway. You know?
I like that.